I want you to think about the last time you ignored a digital or printed newsletter. Did it fail to grab your attention with a poor layout or generic images? Maybe there was just too much text. Whatever it was, don't make the same mistake with your newsletter. Stick around and I'll show you how to design a newsletter that gets attention. Hey, I'm Rebecca and I'm a Senior Community Manager here at Canva, and I help business owners grow their brands. In this tutorial, I'm going to share tips for creating newsletters and why you should use them in your marketing strategy. Did you know newsletters are one of the best tools for staying connected to your customers and building their brand loyalty? On average, email newsletters have an open rate of 20 to 30%, which is far greater than engagement rates on social media. We'll cover printed newsletters too, which are less popular these days, but engagement is often higher, a lot higher. First, let's talk about designing for your audience. Are you creating a newsletter for your employees, your customers, or other stakeholders like suppliers or investors? This will determine the style and format of your newsletter. For example, for customers, you may want to include lots of visuals to keep them engaged, whereas a staff bulletin could be stripped back to communicate the bare essentials. Stakeholders might be more interested in seeing stats. So some nice data visualization is what you're looking for. Let's explore this in more detail with Canva templates. Type newsletter into the search field on the home page. Scrolling through, you'll see some are more text-based than others. These are all front page designs, but when I hover my cursor over the top, it'll show additional pages if they are included. It's good to have your newsletter content written beforehand, at least in draft form. That way, you'll know roughly how much space is needed for the text and can identify the ideal template. When choosing a template, I consider layout before anything else. I think about what I'm trying to communicate and which elements on the page can help me do that. I'll consider how many sections I'll need to fit in all the information without creating clutter. Notice how most templates are split into halves or thirds. This creates some blank space to avoid overcrowding. If you do plan on changing the layout of a design or starting from scratch, I recommend sticking to this rule. If you find the perfect layout but you don't like the color scheme, that's easy to change. The same goes with fonts and images. It is much easier to start off with a template that you can customize than starting with a blank page. It'll also save you time and allow you to focus on the smaller details. We'll begin with a printed newsletter. And let's say you have a lot of information to get across. Now, it might depend on your printer, but I would suggest making a double-sided design. That's going to make the best use of space. Here's a free template that is very text-heavy. It's only one page, so let's spread it across 2 pages to make it more engaging. I'm going to make it into a newsletter for a local gym. The first thing I'm going to do is get some more fitness and equipment images in here. Just do a search here in the Elements tab. Awesome, here's some good ones. Now drag them onto the existing images and they'll replace what's there. Let's get some branding on this. It's easy to change colors here. I'll replace this with the name of the gym. So this text is a little dense, there's a lot of it. I can fix this by adding hierarchy. I'll make the headings more obvious and increase the size of this pull-out quote. That is looking better already. Much more enticing to read, and with the bigger headings and quote, people will read them without even meaning to. On the left side, there are 2 important sections for the newsletter: past events and upcoming events. Past events show the awesome stuff you've been up to, creating a little FOMO for the reader. And upcoming events, they entice people to engage with the business in the future. On the back, I'm going to add some extra things to push the engagement opportunities. Here, I'll add an obvious call to action and double down on it with a discount voucher. Now they have no reason not to engage. Coupons work even better in a digital newsletter. The people on your mailing list have already expressed interest in your business. They are primed to engage with your content and want to be in the know. Providing them with exclusive discounts or valuable information is a great way to build loyalty and even get them talking to others. That can be as simple as offering a coupon or a QR code. When you're thinking about newsletter design, use the marketing funnel to guide your choices. Any good marketing campaign should seek to activate awareness, interest, desire, or decision and action. This is often referred to as the AIDA model. The print newsletter we've just talked about is creating awareness and interest on the front page. The call to action and coupon on the second page is trying to force the decision and help them take action. Digital newsletters are really good at the next stages, loyalty and advocacy. That's because people need to be signed up to receive them. We can make them customers for life and encourage them to share your brand with others. Okay, let's look at a digital version. Here's one I prepared earlier. The first thing you'll see is the text is way bigger, it's centered, and there's obvious links and buttons. This is because most emails are read on smartphones. We call this mobile first design. It basically means that if you create it to work perfectly on a phone, it'll work just as well on a desktop. If you design for desktop first, then the text will be too small. People might need to pinch and zoom in and give up. Trust us, it's a hassle. To make this button clickable, group the text and the button graphic together. Then click this link icon here. Now, simply add the web address you want to send your audience to. There, it's done. To share this newsletter, go to the Share button, scroll down until you find the View Only link and hit Copy. This will create a special web address for people to view your design. That's pretty cool, isn't it? It's a super simple way to get your digital newsletter out quickly, and since it's been designed for mobile, you might like to send it via text message or social media instead of email. The options are endless. Speaking of sending it, let's jump back into the print newsletter for a moment. To print it at home or the office, just download as a PDF under the Share menu, like this. Or you could get it professionally printed by Canva. Just hit this button with the little delivery truck. Follow the instructions and your newsletters will arrive at your door in no time at all, ready to be hand delivered to your audience. That's how easy it is to create newsletters to communicate with your customers or community. Thanks for watching, and if you liked it and want to see more like this, make sure you subscribe to our channel. There's so much more to talk about with newsletter design, so if you have any specific questions, let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. Keep watching with some of these suggestions, or we'll catch you soon.